Okay, good morning, all of you. So we'll continue with today's we'll take some problems on the fluid mechanics, fluid statics and fluid dynamics, that one. So already if you see some numericals which are there even in advance, where they've asked about the buoyancy, where the body will not be fully immersed, fully submerged in a liquid, that one. In such situations, so what has been, so I just picked up a problem. I think in class I discussed one with a cylinder one. Okay, I picked up one question. Okay, this is something like there's a sphere. Okay, there's a sphere and there's a water. There's everything is a water. There's a hole. This part is a hole in the tank bottom. For the dimensions given, choose the correct option. So it's telling a radius of this is 20 millimeter. Radius of hole is 2 millimeter. Height to which the water is filled up is 0.8 meter. Okay, how to do that one? See, if there is no O like that, okay, we would have directly gone for what is the buoyancy formula, directly what is the buoyancy formula, density into volume immersed. You can't write directly the formula here. You have to be very extra alert with such numericals. When to write the formula buoyancy equal to density into volume immersed. So I think that you know this. When do we can use? When the body is immersed and what happens? There's no any other force other than the pressure force should act here. Here, what happens? Due to air, it will be acting. So you can't just write this formula here. That's what I picked up a question of that kind. Okay, now we'll. Okay, how to begin like this? Okay, this is what everywhere liquid is present. The liquid, I'll show it. So here, everywhere this liquid is present here. Okay, now. So this liquid is present. So now let's get all one by one. So first of all, I want this volume immersed. Because what are the forces that are acting? I just gave one small formula. What is F2? F2 is the force exerted by the liquid on the sphere, weight of the solid, and at bottom, P naught pi A square, effective area. Okay, though it is having surface area like this, the pressure force will be acting here. The pressure force will be acting here now. So here, if you look at the liquid, what are the forces that will be acting here? So the liquid will exert a force. I think some other color. Yeah. Show this arrow length more. Net force by the liquid on the sphere should be vertically up. We'll agree this should be vertically up. Then weight of the solid will act. Weight of the solid will act. And here the air will exert a force. The air will be exerting a force. So what is the effective area to see? P naught pi a square. So what we should calculate is like, okay, now he's asking minimum specific gravity for the sphere to remain in the position shown is nearly. So for equilibrium, what is the condition? P naught plus pi a square plus F2 should be F. What is F2? Net force exerted by the liquid on the sphere. Okay, let's get into this one. So what is this? This part of in the total sphere, in the volume of sphere, if I can remove this particular volume, this yellow color volume what if I remember, I'll get this volume immersed, then I can go for it. So how to calculate that volume immersed is first I should calculate this particular volume. Okay, that is what the mathematics is what I chosen. So I'll assume a disk now. So thin disk is what I'm going to assume. Problem may appear very simple, but calculations are involved. You assume a thin disk here. The thickness of that be dy, radius be x. Then what is the volume of this thin disk will be? Volume of thin disk is equal to, this will be pi x square, dy is the thickness of that one. Okay, now we'll look at this triangle, r square equal to x square plus y square. So r square is equal to x square plus y square. So then we'll replace that x in terms of r and y. Then I'll get the volume. I'll integrate. What should be the limit now? Should be h to r, no? The limit. Agree this. This is one more important condition. What the volume of this yellow color region? The limit should be h to r. So integrate. We'll get the total. There's the volume of yellow color region, or volume of sphere in air, or yellow color region, or volume of sphere in air. Then what I do is net force by water on sphere. So what is the method? Volume of sphere minus volume of this one, yellow color region. If I subtract, then I'll get the F2. Then what is the formula? P naught pi a square plus F2 equal to weight of the solid. I'll substitute the value of F2, solve for it. I know all the values. Everything is given. Now let's come for options. So there's the mathematics. I think you have to be very careful. We did same problem. It was like a circular plate, like a cylinder. I brought spherical. Next, I'll change for conical also. Okay, after getting this one. Okay, the force due to air directly acting at the bottom of sphere is less than. No, it is how much? P naught pi a square. It is not less than this. It is in fact equal to P naught pi square, effective area. This is ruled out. There is an upthrust due to fluid acting on substance is equal to weight of substance. How come F2 and WS are not equal? The minimum specific gravity. Okay, calculate the density of substance. Sigma. Solve for, substitute all the values. We have all the information. R. Okay, this one, this A is there. From A, what pen we are going to get H. That H we have to calculate here. So I'll write down. Okay, it is. So there's a value of H here. So that H is what I'm going to substitute here. Then I'll solve for sigma. Then I do. It's a little bit lengthier. Looks objective, but it's really very lengthy. You be careful in exams, such questions when you pick up. So what time it will take, you're supposed to estimate. Okay, fine. This is, so I just picked up this. This is here, air is present here. Okay, let's get into the next set of. Okay, now same thing. There's a sphere, it's there. If some other shaped object is there, let me discuss some very good idea. Okay, we have a container. Okay, no. So this is the level of liquid. And it is kept on a ground. Not needed. Okay, just will put it. So here air is present. Let's have the idea like this. So there's everywhere it is liquid here, and there's a cone. Solid cone it is. Radius of the hole, let it be A. radius of the base of the cone, let it be capital R. Okay, here it's a hole is present. Okay, through that hole, what happened? The cone, as I decrease the level of water and at one specific height, what happen? The cone, what happen? Will detach from the hole or will come out of the hole. Okay, this is what the numerical is, this one. Already we have discussed one numerical in the regular teaching. I'm just asking for the cone. And just previous problem, it was a sphere, no? So here I brought a cone, solid cone. So students, what happened here, such numericals, no? They'll go for, they'll try to go for formula based. You have to be a little bit alert. Try to analyze carefully the situation and pick up the method. Okay, now what should be the height of the water so that the cone, what will happen, will come out of the hole, will move out of the hole. I think it cannot move down, it should move up. Little bit cone I shown little bit big, but it will usually be small. Any condition will you put it? Okay, I'll okay, the apex angle of cone, let be theta, let h be the height of the cone. HC, I'll write it. This is the height of the cone. So what is my question? This is density of water. This is sigma. Okay, no. So what is my question? As I decrease the level, here I'll put small hole. I'll put a small hole. The water what happen will drain out. Then at what height, what should be the height of the level of water so that the cone what happen will come out of the hole. Okay, how you manage such questions here? There's a base. Find the, I'll add up question. Find the height h of water in vessel at which cone just comes out from the hole. Hole that is formed at the bottom of vessel. What is the radius of hole? E. Okay, that you can see very clearly that E is what hole is present. Why the cone should come out of that? I made cone little bit more so that clearly we can see things. Height of the cone, let it be HC, that is given. I think we can easily calculate what is the height of the, what is the length of the cone that is there in the liquid, what is the length of cone that is there outside. How you manage this question? I want qualitatively, what is the basic idea that should be applied here? I think if you directly start from here, all of you getting the thing. So these are the types of questions what you can expect. Of course, they should not ask single option here. It should be in passage because some like previous problem calculations will be involved. But in our weekend exam, they'll make it this as single option and they'll dump it. Huh? What are the forces? Let's see. Let's be clear. The air will exert force here. Agree this. So what is the net effective area? It should be pi a square only because there's circular hole, no? from the all. So what is this all? All will be circular. Am I right? You should have all this imagination. You need not to say anything. All of radius C. So I'll write it. Let A be the radius of all. Okay, no. Sir, all is a circular, everything. I think he has given last sentence information. Now get into the calculation part. So what is actually the similar problem? What is the effective area the air will see? Don't go for surface area of this cone of this certain height. No, effective area till pi a square. So what is on the cone? What are the forces that are acting? Pressure here. Pressure will act here. The pressure at this point into area of cross section of this. The liquid will exert force here, and the pressure force and the weight. These are the forces that are acting. So I'll get into the discussion. So here, this is the I think if you are able to think this condition like this, I think you're on safer side. Here, the liquid above the base, it will exert a force. So how much it will be? I think we don't know this one. Shall I call this is Y1 and Y2? Of course, Y1 plus Y2 should be HC. That is the thing. So here, how much of pressure it will be? H minus Y1, or if you want, you take this is H. So this should be equal to how much pressure, force, rho GH into pi r square, P naught. P naught plus rho GH into pi r square. There's a force exerted by the liquid, which is there on the top of the cone. Then the liquid from the side also will exert a force. This will not be constant, so it will be like this. See, if you can able to think this much, rest all mathematics, see, we can. And what is the pressure exerted by the pressure force by the air? This should be P naught pi a square. So this force is what we should calculate. And the weight of the cone. Okay, this. So now what is the thing? Find the height h at which it will lose contact, that one. So for that, what is the condition? So this resultant of force exerted by the liquid will be vertically up. That force has to be calculated. Force exerted by liquid, it's y component of that has to be taken. So what are the forces that will be along y-axis, vertically up, P naught pi a square, force exerted by liquid, its component along y-axis, minus weight of the cone, minus P naught rho GH pi r square equal to 0, all together in equilibrium. Okay, no, this H is what? This capital H is asking. What is capital H? It will be H plus Y1. That is what unknown thing. Y1, we know it. Y1, Y2, we can know. We can bring it here. Weight of the cone is, we have information. P naught pi square, this is given. This H is unknown thing which I have determined. So what is this FLY? How to calculate? Anybody?
F to volume.
Can we take it? Because here this is there, no? Here the liquid will exert force here, no? Or buoyant force minus this is what? FLY. That's all. Try to catch the idea. On this, what will happen? The liquid here will exert force, liquid will exert force. The difference of these two forces, what should be the buoyant force? Am I right? How to calculate buoyant force? As we know, volume immersed, density, that one. And we know this force. The difference of that should be this one. So separately, I'll come out of this. Now, what is the buoyant force acting? Density of water, volume immersed into G. This one. So what is this buoyant force? This buoyant force should be equal to FLY minus P naught plus rho GH pi r square. So you should get that FLY. Are we on safer side thinking, or anybody wants to say sir, not possible this one?
Sir, it should be reversed.
Reverse, huh?
P naught plus rho gh into pi r square minus FLY.
No, this force will be
So
buoyant
correct only,
force,
sir.
Yes, sir.
upward thrust. But what is the problem is, even this P naught effect of P naught has to be taken. No, I think is it justified? Even the effect of this P naught has to be taken. So therefore, I think we have to do calculation. Are we right or wrong? Has to be cross verified. So what I suggest is like, can we calculate this force acting on this one? It's vertical component. Yes. So we can assume, I think we did some problems. You assume a circular strip here, first calculate force, its vertical component on small element, then integrate directly, you'll get this FLY. Substitute and solve, then come back and think, is it right to think like this? Student has to put effort. Huh? You can't just say like, I know this, okay, I'll go. Because I think there's one idea it is like. So what do I suggest is like, we do have, so here we'll assume a strip. First we'll calculate force on this one. Only due to the on the slant fit. So here how the force should be should act like this. DF will act at all points. First you calculate force and you take its component of this, then integrate, you'll get the required thing. Maybe a little bit lengthy calculations are involved. Just have an idea at least. So this radius will be A, this is R. So when you're calculating the pressure here, when you're calculating the force, no, you're looking at this particular point. So you should work out from here, no, H plus that Y. I'm little bit doubtful because what I'm thinking, but this is what I'm very sure. So calculate its component of this one. If this is theta, I think it should be theta. Okay, now get it. What is dFi? First you define. So let this be at a distance of y. Now, what is the pressure at this point? dF should be equal to P naught plus rho G H plus y into area of this. Area of this will be 2 pi r into this length will be dl. Then get the relation between dl and dy using the theta. Then its vertical component, then you have to integrate. H will be a constant. Then r and y has to be eliminated again. So r is the radius at this part. A lot of some geometry based is there, so some mathematical based one. So just have an idea at least. Okay, what is dl and dy? dy will be like this, dl will be like this, and this is theta. So we can replace that dl by suitable in terms of theta. Theta is given for us. Okay, no, just have a analyze like this. So it can be, so at one specific height level of liquid, the cone open will pop out, or it's like it will start moving up. Why do it will happen? So many students will think, no, sir, this weight is acting. Now, at one specific point, what will happen? The force by the liquid is such that it will come out of the hole. please, unless, so I'm not very sure will I end up like this. So better to depend on the basic mathematics. I'll take out the idea which I just now shared it. Huh? Better to take help of this. Better you work out, unless then you can conclude. Fine. Okay, let me go for the next questions. This already time constraint I could not explain. I brought it again. These are the appears very difficult, but if you can think through the diagram, very, very easy. Within 2 minutes, you can end up. To that extent, they're only drawing diagrams. Through diagram only we can manage. Most of the students, they fight with their imagination. I don't think so here that it will be that easy for you to imagine. So this diagram will be there for you. At least you draw this diagram, you'll be on safer side. Okay, read the question. Okay, I think this much is visible clearly. Okay, read question. These are cylinders. These are cylindrical cups. I indicated here, cylindrical cups. Area of cross section of cylinder is S2. That of cylindrical cups is S1. And there's a piston. A and B will have a reference. So water is filled up and water is filled up here. So initially, what can be the level of this one? These are identical cylinders and identical cylindrical cups, and to same level, the water is filled up. You can see this L and L. So definitely the level of this will be same. Even the level of the liquid in cylindrical cup will also be same. Okay, this is the initial part of the question this is given. Now what is going to do? Is going to add blocks. They will float. They will not sink to the bottom. They'll float. Where capital M greater than small m. This will be heavier block. This will be lighter block. Okay, I agree with this. Okay, now get the idea. Weight of the displayed liquid. I just shown green color. Able to notice this? Oh, color different. I can't do anything. Okay, there's a color. You look at this particular color. What is this green color? Weight of the displayed liquid. Some x amount, x length of the liquid will be displaced here. So what is the buoyant force? It's in equilibrium. FB1 equal to capital Mg. Write this one. In this second cylindrical cup, FB2 equal to small mg. Let's assume no atmospheric pressure to simplify calculations, P naught. Okay, let's look at only this one. What is X level of liquid? Initial level is L, X length has increased. Initial level is L, Y length has increased. What do you expect pistons? I think this we have to take a decision. This is heavier. Now go back to the basics of buoyancy. What is this FB1? Force exerted by liquid on this floating object. Similarly, the solid or on the solid, similarly, the solid should exert force on the liquid. And that is what FB1 I am showing here. What is this FB1? Force exerted by the solid on the liquid. In fact, it will act here. For our convenience, I'm showing it here. This, if you have forgotten, I don't think so. You can't do anything with the problem. Small basic idea. Newton's force will always occur in pair by liquid on the solid. By solid on the liquid, S will be there. This FB1 will be acting here. Weight of the liquid, weight of the container. Anyway, that is initial. It will come like this. Okay, now let's come for this one. Now, what is the force here, pressure here? FB1 by S2. So as this is, which will be greater as M, capital M greater than small m. So FB1 greater than FB2. So definitely, so what should happen to this piston A? Should descend down compared to initial level. What will be that? So this will descend. As this descend, this should ascend. Now the difference in height of the pistons, let it be H of piston A and B. Find the difference between level of pistons of area S2 in cylinder. Is asking to calculate H, the first part. Okay, I'll just go take help of manometric equation. What is the pressure at this point? FB1 S2 minus, I'll move up, minus rho GH minus FB2 by S2. If you want to take P naught, that P naught will get eliminated. Okay, what is FB1? Capital MG. Solving this, I'll get the difference in level of pistons of area of cross section S2. This is H. Okay. Okay, now he's asking find the difference between final level of pistons of area S1. Here, this one. Means here also there is a pistons. I am not showing it. Let it be that one. Okay, this is what is asking, that R is unknown. I'll put it here. Is it okay? The question what he has made? Not two, it is question mark. Now let's get into this one here. How to get this R? How to get this R? Okay, I'll take help of the geometry. I'll take help of geometry. Okay, I'll proceed here in this way. Shall we do like this? On the left hand side, I'll proceed R plus X plus L should be equal to Y plus L plus H. I'm taking this as a reference. So what is this height? I'll move from here. R plus X plus L is equal to H plus L plus Y. This one. So L get calculated. So R plus X equal to Y plus H. Okay, now we know already H. I'm going to substitute here. We don't know X and Y. What are X and Y? The length of displaced liquid. Okay, go back to the basics. What is the buoyant force? Weight of the displaced liquid, rho X S1. Area of cross section of this cylindrical cup is S1, no? X1G. And what is this buoyant force? Should be equal to mg. So with this, I'll get X. Similarly, Y be the length of the displaced liquid. So therefore, what is the buoyant force? FB2 equal rho Y. Rho Y S1G it is, not rho 1, S1G. FB2 equal to small mg, you'll get Y. Substitute that X and Y here. You'll get the required answer. Possibility of asking such questions in advance. Just simple idea based. Student has to fight with the diagram. There's no other way. If you are able to imagine, okay, well and good, nothing wrong. The weight of the displaced liquid is the important idea which is going to help us a lot. I think now the weight of the displaced liquid, if you don't know that, what is this? This is a buoyant force only. It is equal to weight of displaced liquid. Because of that, the level of liquid will slightly increase. If you don't have that idea, displaced liquid, no, I don't think so you can focus on this problem. See, go back to the small ideas, especially buoyancy. Always stick on to the small ideas. I think some 10 points like this when I started teaching buoyancy, can you remember? I just made point while 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, almost around 10 ideas. First I concluded theoretical ideas, then we went to numericals. The 10 ideas around that only the numericals will revolve. And one more will add latest, one more. If it is not fully immersed, it is something like this. A body is part outside the liquid, no, then this is a thing. Be careful. So something buoyancy related questions can be very tricky, in fact. Okay, I brought one more question. These are all questions which I discussed in for junior class. Earlier I discussed for outgoing senior, then for junior also, luckily these questions came in exam. The moment you look at, you may find this is something very, very difficult or something, no? But since in air, what you write it here, the W1 should be equal to weight of the dinosaur model. When I immerse in liquid, in that case, what we get here? Buoyant force will act. Then what is the equation now? Mg minus buoyant force should be equal to W2. Some other weight I added. With this, can we calculate this volume? Volume of actual dinosaur is this one, huh? Volume of the model. This is something very important. I found a little bit very interesting. Read this part of sentence. See, application, that's what you see, like the Western science is all about like, how do I can use it, not just learning. How I can use basic science so that things will be easy for us. That is what the whole Western science. Okay, can you work out? Just it's a small question. Just only this may trouble you a lot. That's why I gave diagrams here. Okay, no. Again, one more. Where do this? There's a liquid is present here. Already we have discussed. Just I brought small thing information, that one. Where do the buoyant force will act? Through what point it will act here? This is the thing. So the buoyant force open, is it all not immersed? Okay, this is the volume immersed. Half of the length is immersed. The buoyant force will act through the midpoint of the volume immersed here, x by 2. If x is the length immersed, in that x by 2 it will act here. I don't know, this need not be midpoint. The weight is what I'm showing it here. So the buoyant force you should not show through the center of mass. That one. So what is the length of the solid rod immersed? X at x by 2 is what the buoyant force will act, and it's an upward thrust, so it should be vertically up. Now for equilibrium, you go for the torque. Why we should not equate forces? Because here reaction force will be there in the picture. That's why we are unable to equate the forces. We can't write W equal to FB here. Reaction force will come into picture at the inch. So therefore, I'll go for torque. Torque about the inch. So component of, so like a torque by the weight, torque due to buoyancy will be equal and opposite. Then I'll get it. So what is the buoyancy you should write? Density of water, area of cross section of the rod into x length is immersed into G, and you have to show vertically up. Don't show like this. Huh? Some of you are doing that mistake. Don't show, yes, it should be vertically up. Whatever be the position of a body, the buoyant force should be vertically up. If it is the accelerating along G effective, that's the thing. Okay, later on we'll take tomorrow some problems where if it is the accelerating, what to do, that one. Horizontal acceleration, what to do. Okay, so solve this. Okay, now let's come for this one more. There's a very popular problem. The idea of buoyant force will help us a lot here. What is the buoyant force? Volume immersed, no? Volume immersed. So volume of yellow color. So actually what is taking, there's a cone. In that you remove a cone, then force exerted by the liquid. Is asking this particular force. The weight of the cone will act. Shall we say this is some sort of like a liquid is present here. If you want, I'll show it because I wanted to show that this cone is removed. In a cone of height 2r and radius r, a cone of height r is removed. Able to make it out? Then what is the force exerted by the liquid at this point? So weight of the solid will act. Then liquid present here will exert a force, and the liquid present here will exert a force. The resultant of these two will be the buoyant force. So what is the question that is asked? We have to calculate this force. Okay, here is what I'm bringing. F2, this F1. F2 minus F1 is what? The buoyant force. We have to calculate F2. F2 is unknown. to be calculated. How do we can bring that F2? I know buoyant force. What is the buoyant force? Density into volume of yellow color region. Volume, okay, this will be 1 by 3 pi r pi pi r cube. Height is 2r into g minus volume of this particular cone. 1 by 3 pi r square. Height of the cone is r into g. Okay, fine. So yellow color I made it. This FB is what I know it. How to bring F1? Weight of the liquid. Weight of the liquid present in this one, the blue color. The weight of this part of the liquid. I think there's a very important idea. How to calculate this weight? Okay, you have this is cylinder. In that cylinder, you remove volume of this bigger cone. You'll get this weight of liquid. And also a pressure will also be there, no? P naught pi r square. So P naught pi r square plus pi r square into height is how much? 2r. So this will be a cylinder minus volume of this bigger cone. Will give F1. So what is the comment you should write? Weight of liquid above the cone. Okay, solving this, we'll get this F2. A little bit in either way he has asked this question. This is also a very popular question, can be asked in mains or advanced anywhere. Here I removed a cone, you may remove hemisphere, anything now this idea. We'll try to speed up. Some 15 questions are there, another 10 left over. Okay, thin layer, a thin viscous layer is what present here. You may bring this in wedge constraints. I started with a small thing. In wedge constraints, somewhere I can introduce the viscous drag. Be alert. See, no, please, you are solving so many routine problems. No, try to think different, because what is the exam? Something we expect different. So viscous drag in wedge constraints can be asked. Okay, from small problem from here. Metal plate, this metal plate of area via a liquid of film. Quotient of find the mass of plate is 0.02 kg. There are two metal plates are there. 0.04 kg mass via string that passes on an ideal pulley. I think which is metal plate is telling there are two things are there. No? Here also again mass of metal plate. Okay, we'll do one thing. This is heavier, this is lighter. I think the based on this will be MA. Two metal plates are there. MB 0.02 kg. Okay, just straight away forces MAG sine theta. The tension. So this will move down. This will move up. So viscous drag will be here. the tension mvg sine theta. So only the viscous drag is what? Eta A V by the thickness called D. I think very easily you can manage this one, no? Somewhere in the wedge constraints also can be introduced such ideas. Please be careful. Huh? Viscous layer. Okay, do calculation and I'll go to the next condition. Or if not numerical, no, they may test you with these things. Huh? Especially teacher like me definitely wants more mixed concept. So I'll definitely want to trouble students with mixed concepts more than any other thing. Okay, I'll yeah, if this is the block. If not any, some theoretical discussion they may bring. There's a wedge of mass m2 theta. There's a viscous layer. No. I will release it from. I'll release from rest. What can happen here now? I'm really going to trouble you now. The moment, okay, let's get into the forces that are acting. M1g sine theta, the tension T, normal contact, and here normal contact N2, let me call this N1. Here tension. Okay, let the acceleration of this be A12, acceleration of this be A2. Any viscous drag, how do it will act? Any viscous drag present will be like this. On the wedge should be like this. What will be the constant equation? Will it change because of viscous layer present on the inclined plane? Viscous layer. Anybody? Constant equation, shall I write A12 equal to A2? Acceleration of the block with respect to wedge equal to this one. Or if you want, you write AR in any of the symbols. Or will you add any other thing? No, irrespective of that, whether this viscous, whether it's a rough or smooth, constant equation doesn't matter whether the surface is rough or smooth. There's a thing. Then write down the equations. Write down the equation, but how to calculate viscous drag? What is the viscous drag? Eta A thickness of this, let it be D. Okay, no, I think everything, okay, fine. This calculation of viscous force is what you should be careful. What is that V? What we should take V? Velocity of the block with respect to layer, no? And what is the state of layer? Layer at rest or in motion? Will be in motion. So here you should not write well V1, V12 you should write. With respect to this, how do this will move? It will move like this only. But what is the velocity of block? Should be in the direction of acceleration only. So V12 has to be brought here. And this will have velocity V2. I think we have to be careful. We should not substitute velocity with respect to ground. With respect to ground, somewhere it will have velocity. Am I right? Just I wanted to make you alert about this particular V, because next problems I'm going to take related to this one only. Velocity of block will be somewhere like this with respect to ground. What is the velocity of block with respect to layer? Because the layer is fixed to the wedge. So therefore, velocity of block with respect to wedge will be in this direction. So that has to be substituted here, not V1. How to calculate V12? Again, you have to go for the same constraint equation. Again, V12 is equal to, from constraint equation, you have to bring it. Rest all everything same equation. So then you are going to bring one pseudo force. Because we'll discuss motion with respect to wedge, no? Then write on the equation. Okay, this is what you to be extra alert. Fine. So anywhere in, if not, he may give velocities. He may give velocity of the block with respect to wedge, and velocity of the wedge. He may ask you what is the viscous drag. So velocity of block with respect to wedge has to be substituted, not velocity of block with respect to ground. Because that is what relative velocity is, what should be substituted here, no? And this is a perpendicular distance. Okay, yeah, similar. Read the question. Maximum, I'm trying to focus on the core ideas rather than just dumping numerical. Read carefully some conditions he has defined it. Okay, this is there is a it is being anchored. Anchored means tight. It will be tied like this, you know. Okay, this is the base or bed of the river. And the river is flowing with a velocity, V0. Hope you are able to understand the diagram. Okay, no. What is the velocity of flow of the river? V0, and there's a rope you can put it. Let's get into the no. So the tension horizontal force is what is telling. So let T be the tension. Its component is what? Tx, that is T0. Okay, when the ship is at rest, definitely the ship will be at rest. Then will there be any viscous drag on the ship? By the ship on the river will be towards right. By the ship on the river. By the river on the ship should be towards left. Okay, agree this one. There's the initial part of the problem. If you can understand this, you can manage very comfortably the next situation. So now what we can write it here, F is equal to Tx, or what is Fv? Any other information? I assume that frictional resistance of the water is proportional to velocity of the ship relative to the water. I think this is what I'll put alpha T0, where alpha equal to T0 by V. Now what we are going to do, I'm going to cut that rope. Then what will happen? I'll remove this because this is not needed. Okay, the rope is cut. Okay, I don't know in what direction the viscous drag will act. Leave this. And we'll remove this. Okay, let's get into the discussion now. Read question carefully. Some very nice, yes, asked a query here now. What will happen to the ship? Anybody wants to answer?
It will start accelerating.
It will start accelerating because the viscous drag can accelerate a body also, is what I just wanted to give information. Because usually we did so many problems where viscous drag, we say it will retard. No, it will accelerate also. Go back to the friction idea. Viscous is similar to friction. What is the direction? So here, let's be alert in showing the direction of friction. In what direction initially? So the velocity of ship with respect to river will calculate opposite to the should act. So viscous drag on the river will be towards left, or on the river will be towards left. On the ship, it will be in this direction. Determine the time required for the ship to attain velocity equal to 0.5 V naught. So who will accelerate the ship? Put it here. The viscous drag. So directly we'll get into the problem. Yeah, I'll bring it here. The viscous drag will accelerate. This should be proportional to m dv by dt. What is alpha? Alpha is from the initial information. So next again, this will be anybody, can you suggest the limit? Very, very important. What is this V? I wrote that in that equation. What is that V? And look at the way he's asking. Ship to attain velocity equal to 0.5 V naught. And the friction resistance, what is proportional to velocity of ship relative to water. So this is what, relative velocity or absolute velocity?
Relative.
Yeah, here is what we do mistake. Okay, let me make it VR. Now get into the discussion.
RHS won't be VR, sir.
Which one?
Alpha VR equal to mdv by dt, not dvr by dt. Acceleration with respect to ground, no, sir. So velocity also with respect to ground.
No. See, like here, the river is flowing, no? In that river, it is what? It is present, no? Let me discuss in the river frame problem. What is there in that? River will move with a constant velocity. Finish over. Okay, t equals 0. What is the velocity of ship? Is it 0 with respect to river? Minus V naught. Then after some time, let
Sir,
it have
then
a,
minus dvr by dt. Relative velocity will decrease.
okay, I'll do one thing. Let me proceed. If I get something, time should not be negative, no? Then I'll think it here. Okay, alpha t by m is equal to negative sign minus log of, okay, this will be a no, log of 0.v naught minus log of minus v naught. How much will get this one?
Sir, why did you write minus v naught?
Velocity of ship with respect to the river. Initially, ship is attached on the moment I cut rope.
Finally, also it will be
Then
minus
minus 0.5 v
0.5.
naught. Ship will always be slower than water, no?
The final velocity you're telling.
Should be negative. Both should be negative.
This should be negative. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now. Anything we can write it this one? I think finally it will be okay now. So this will be log of 1/2. So if you see this, time, is it positive or negative according to this?
Negative.
Negative. So therefore, where that negative sign, I'll introduce here. Alpha Tm log 2. So this T is equal to M alpha log 2. What is alpha? Alpha, what we have is, I think that there should be V naught, no? It is, yeah. M V naught, T naught. Please be alert. Some questions, we know simple ideas, but we have to be extra alert with the signs, especially. Because see, we have what we have viscous drag is, it's a relative velocity of the ship relative to that one. In that frame only I should do. That's what the question is intended here.
We can do in ground frame also. No, sir?
You can do it, but the viscous drag, you should substitute the absolute velocity.
No,
What we have
there
is,
also relative velocity. I can write velocity of ship with respect to ground minus velocity of water with respect to ground.
see, either way, but this will be directly you can enter in and work out, no? Any method. Okay, similar question, I think. Yeah. There's a ball of radius r, and we have a liquid which is flowing. Pipe of large cross section, though I'm showing it finite, but it's in fact it's a large cross section, because we know Stokes law is valid only when the area of cross section of pipe is infinity. That's why the question is made large cross section. If they say some 2R or 3R like that, if this is like a 2R or 3R, no, then no longer you can't write Stokes law, 6 pi eta RV. One more condition, this should be rigid, and the flow should be laminar. Around the sphere, the liquid should have a laminar flow. With respect to sphere, the flow should be laminar. I think all these are there. Some conditions are there to apply Stokes law properly. Okay, now let's velocity of liquid is given V naught. This pipe is fixed. So it is at rest, will be at rest in flowing liquid. So I'll begin like this. Velocity of ball with respect to liquid equal to velocity of ball minus liquid. Anything directed towards vertically down, let me take positive. Then weight is also there. Effect of G also there. So velocity of ball with respect to ground, it is 0. Velocity of the liquid is what? Given how much? Flowing 10K. If velocity of flowing liquid is this unknown thing. Okay, what is the direction of forces that I had to show it? The weight mg. There's no problem with these forces. Sir. How to take the viscous force? Viscous force should act opposite to relative motion. So what is the velocity of ball? Velocity of ball with respect to liquid. It is minus phi. So it should be upward. VBL is upward. Are you looking at all of you? Velocity of ball with respect to liquid is upward. Then how the viscous drag should act opposite to the relative velocity. So this is the direction of viscous drag. I think the question is only this much, finish all. So now it is moving, then find the value of K. So let me equate this. Buoyant force equal to mg plus viscous drag. Density of liquid, liquid density, rho is telling, rho 4 by 3 pi r cube g. Density of ball 4 by 3 pi r cube g. Viscous drag 6 pi eta r. What shall I write here? B only, magnitude. Velocity of ball with S. No solve for this. Okay, stick on to the basics. Huh? Don't mess up things, anything. Even for me, teacher also open. I'll think like this. I'll predict velocity of ball with respect to liquid, then force exerted by the liquid on the ball, opposite to relative velocity of ball with respect to liquid. Answer given 5, you have to check it. Huh? Let me take next condition. Yeah. Read carefully. The diagram is this much only. With this only, you are supposed to get that idea. I'll give 3 minutes time. Very good question. Really, I too went some integration. I did all that, but finally, after flashing that idea, I felt, okay, this is a very easy problem. So some questions, especially I think elasticity, surface tension, viscosity, where the ideas are very important. Once we get that idea, it will be very easy because we don't have any much integration problems in this particular chapters, I feel. Even the fluid dynamics also. The integration based problems are very less. The idea of the questions should be something very important. Inner radius R, outer radius 2R. I think this sentence is something very important. So it's a thick pipe. Yes, it's a thick pipe. Okay, let me show that. Some elasticity idea is what is introducing. That's the only thing is. So what is that R and 2R? What actually what we have to search is this is what here. Fine. This is so is what it's a pipe or still I think we may have to fight a little bit more. This is what. So what is that? Let me more thick. This is what that pipe, huh? And where the liquid will flow. The blue color, I'll show the liquid. No, this is the not coming. 2R, and this is R, and this is the liquid. Huh? Okay, the blue color is what I'm showing the liquid. Here is what the liquid is flowing. This is the thing. It's what this much is what is the idea. So where the liquid will rush here. This in this region, the liquid is flowing and it will emerge out with the same speed. Okay, I think how to bring the stress. What help we have to take it? Huh?
Sir, in the first figure, how did you mark R and 2R? Those dimensions won't be R and 2R. That is some
Okay, that's
curvature
one.
of
Yeah,
circle.
that's one. Yeah, yes, I got it. I got it. Huh? It has some other curvature. I think I marked it wrong. Yeah, fine. Where I marked there? Huh? Oh, this is not. Here, I think I'll bring the axis here. Not coming. Oh, no. This is R. This is 2R. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Huh? No, it should be. That is what he's asking. Okay, somehow see, even then if you understand the diagram, everything, question, everything, there's a liquid will be flowing. So from what is the stress? How to stress in what, like metal of the pipe? So then this ear stress will be there. How to bring that one? So definitely there's a pipe. No, this pipe is a fixed. Again, don't think the pipe will be moving. Okay, this pipe is definitely a fixed one where the water will come out like this. I think this in our houses, most of the joints will be there. No, why do cracks will come? There's a very fundamental problem. It is for us maybe new. If you look at the fluid mechanical engineer, no, for him this is a very simple thing. Here actually the liquid which is rushing here will exert a force. Agree this? So you break up this problem into semicircular part and the vertical part. And similarly, what when the liquid which is emerging out here will exert a force. So what this semicircular part is trying to do, it is trying to pull these vertical parts. So you just make up this entire problem, break up here now. Fine. This is so the semicircular part. What happened? What is the force acting on this one? This liquid will go and rush here, will strike it, and it will. So what is the force here? Rho area of cross section we have here. So we will calculate that S be the area of cross section, rho S V square, rho S V square. That forces what are trying to pull these vertical parts, the material. Okay, this particular semicircular section is trying to pull this vertical, or what you can say linear straight line pipes, curved pipe, straight pipe. Okay, we'll use symbol like this. This is a curved section and straight or linear, anything you can write it. Okay, the curved section will try to pull the straight sections. And here is what they'll experience a force. So that is what we have to calculate the stress there. Agree, no? This one? So where do the force will be acting? The force will be acting in this region. So what is F? Here F and F you can add up. I'll directly put. So what is F is equal to now? Force we have to calculate. So this F, this is F. Okay, now what should be F is equal to rho into area will be, I think, pi r square only into V. V square. There's a force F is putting. Now what will happen? This particular semicircular pipes, they'll be exiting a force that one. So there should be the stress is equal to F by, what is the area? Pi 2r square minus pi r square. What is F equal to? Rho pi r square V square by rho pi r square. What all we can eliminate? Rho V square by 3. This is the stress. So we know the value of sigma, substitute that, you'll get V. If the speed of the liquid is more than that, where do cracks will come? This is very important. I'm asking, where do cracks will come here? That's why I think the joints are very, very important. No? If the speed of the liquid, okay, what is the speed of the liquid? 3 sigma by rho. If the speed of liquid is more than this, the cracks will come here. Cracks will not come in this region. Cracks has to come here only. Am I right? If the speed of liquid further, if it is made more than this, the cracks will come here. I'll show it thin like this. It'll be easier. So here is what particular the force will be acting here. If speed of liquid is greater than cracks or fracture will occur also, okay? Cracks or fracture will occur at joints. What are joints? These are the joints, I'll call it. Huh? Fine. Just be careful a little bit. Why that area? Because where the material area is this much, no? Material area is, here is what the material, no? Material of the pipe. You write this, material of pipe. Very small, minute observation we should analyze here. No much other content here. I think we had some, we jumped it, no? Yeah. Let me do this. Read the question. Everything inside liquid is present. Okay, I'm going to spin it. Okay, I think no, none of the ends. So he's given assume zero pressure at the axle. Then he's asking, okay, what is the method involved in such problem? So you assume a small elemental disk. This also I did in regular class. Check notes once. Some small basic concept is there. Rotating fluids. Okay, now we'll take small element. elemental disk dx at a distance x. Tell me where pressure should be more. So it's a simplest idea. This liquid will have a density rho. So mass of this dm omega square will act. And because of this here, the pressure at this particular point, this one here, if it is P, this will be P plus dP into area. PS get cancelled, so the dps will balance dm omega square r. What is dm? So let's do one thing. dps equal to dm. There's a very small, or you can say important concept. Some around 15 numericals are there related to this. Not 1, 2. What is dm? Dm equal to rho s dx omega square. Okay, this is, I think, dr. I'll write it. Radial distance is telling, no? Okay, that s will get eliminated. So dp is equal to, we'll write one more step here, rho omega square r dr. Let's integrate this. Okay, fine. The pressure in fact will vary. Similar to like a gauge pressure here. In the rotating liquid, there's a gauge pressure. Finish, or how we have in vertical column rho gh, no? For rotating liquids, it will be rho omega square. Where pressure will be more here or here? At the axis or at the edge?
Edge.
At the edge, pressure will be more. This is very important. If it is a rod, no, the tension will be more here. The pressure will be more at this particular point. At put R equal to 0, here it will be 0. Anyway, yes, put a condition, assume 0 pressure. Now, if I make a small hole, what do you expect? See, try to take this one. These questions are there in EDO. Possibility of asking. Now, if I make a small hole, what do you expect? As the liquid will start emerging through that particular hole. Then we can discuss Bernoulli's theorem and we'll work out the problems. All are interrelated. All these ideas are interrelated. That's what I feel. Now this is rotating. If I make a small hole, okay, I need diagram. Huh? Let me finish off that concept here only. Huh? It'll be easier. Okay, so a small hole I made. Okay, because of this small hole, now the liquid starts coming through this hole, no? Can we calculate the speed with which the liquid emerges here? So here it is air. In that case, what we should do, I should apply Bernoulli's theorem between point 1 and 2. What is the pressure at this point? We know rho omega square r square by 2. And what is the speed of the liquid? Okay, what is this V? Velocity of the emerging liquid with respect to tube, because it will also have tangential velocity. With what speed the liquid will emerge with respect to tube? Because it will also have tangentials, am I right? So they may trouble you with these ideas. Please, this liquid, how it will emerge? It will not just move, it will flow somewhere. Suppose say if this is the tube like this, here the liquid what happen will take parabolic path, because weight mg will act. The jet what happen will move parabolic path. It will just not move like this. Am I right? It will have one component of velocity along x along negative z axis. Why negative z axis? Because of tangential velocity. The resultant of that will make the liquid to move in this way, and weight will act. The jet will go in this direction. So they may ask you questions of these things where students should imagine all. Apply Bernoulli's theorem between 1 and 2. So pressure at 1, 0, it will be a test. The moment I open a hole, pressure at 2 plus 0 plus rho VR square. What is pressure at 1? Rho omega square r square by 2. Let L be the length. In that case, it will become L square by 2 equal to pressure is P naught rho VR square by 2. If he makes any air some all or anything, no, you can put atmospheric pressure P naught, then that P naught can get eliminated. Fine. So these are the some things you remember. So this is VR. Okay, let's come to this one. The centrifugal force on any water element must be balanced by field pressure force. I think that's what I started, no? The very basic equation. If a lighter particle was in the fluid, it will have a tendency to get accumulated towards center, definitely. Or will it be here? If a lighter particle was in the fluid, it will have a tendency to get accumulated towards center. I think it should be a no lighter particle, mass will be less. So they'll get, if a heavier particle or when the mass will act, it'll be the heavier particle will be here, lighter particle will be here. Let me add that. Or multiple ideas, lighter particle, heavier particle, if any are are like a are there in this particular rotating liquid column, no? So they'll settle here. And if small hole is made, velocity of efflux. Okay, got this? Let's take the same thing. I just made one question. Yeah, look at now. Diagram may not be a little bit. Let me draw it. Huh? So there's an unlimited way of asking things. Again, we have a small hole. Just simple idea. Just know what we had. No, that we have to apply it here. No. Okay, now due to what all is telling, let me read. The end A of tube is open. Okay, therefore this is end A. These are the sum. End A, B, and this is C. This is open. Okay, here air is present. So what do you expect pressure at A? P naught. At C, okay, the air is present. The maximum height reached by the fluid relative to NC. I think here it will have relative velocity. This has to be calculated. Length is, this is L. Let this be Y. H, let me take it. Okay, fine now. That shall we know some ideas. What is that like? Pressure at B, shall we calculate? Just know previously what we discussed. Anybody, what can be answer? Pressure at B? P naught minus or P naught plus? So still, if you find difficult, you can start with this formula. You start this formula, then this will be dm is equal to rho s al, write it because dp into a rho a dr omega square. So dp is equal to rho omega square r dr. Okay, let's get into the limits. At r equals 0, what is the pressure? P naught. At a distance r, so directly I want at a distance L, the pressure, let it be PB. Okay. Okay, now, okay, fine. How to get this VR? Shall we apply again here manometric equation or Bernoulli's theorem between B and C? Between B and C, I'll apply Bernoulli's theorem. Energy at B, pressure at B plus 0, because just the hole is open, no? So it will be liquid will be attached. Pressure at C plus potential G, rho GH plus rho VR square. Pressure at B, P naught plus rho omega square L square by 2. Pressure at C will be P naught, rho GH. VR is equal to 2GH okay, there's the expression for the speed. So then what is the height? What is this? H only, okay, right. So what is the height? Now it will rise.
And in the third expression, it should be plus rho VR square by 2.
Here, this one?
Yes, sir, plus rho VR square by 2.
Oh, this is rho
Final
omega.
expression, it will be
Omega square L square minus 2GH.
yes,
Okay. Yeah. Calculation. Okay, now we are. So what is the height attained by it? The end of tube is the closed end CS very soon. The maximum height reached by the fluid relative to NC is Y max should be equal to VR square by 2G. Small ideas, just interrelated. What all we study, no, they'll be interrelated. So this is what you can expect in advanced exam. They don't go for something very new. It was like this. So he has made a bent tube and the liquid will come out. Do you have exam today? 2 o'clock something I saw on the group.
yes, sir.
Okay then. What about that question paper? It's, I think, in Google Forms, no? I heard it.
Sir,
There
Google
is.
Forms.
It's in Google Form. What about paper discussion? What to do with that?
Sir, who is preparing our question paper?
They are available. Previous papers will be there. Then last year papers, we'll just dump it. We don't know what is the level of that, everything. Okay.
Even in
Do you
chemistry.
recommend writing that, sir?
I'm not getting.
Do you recommend us to write that 1 hour exam every week?
No, practice, because see, like what actually happens is the main what you write is like still most of the syllabus, like mechanics, you're not going to write. So unless you don't write full syllabus, the preparation is incomplete. And the more you write from now only full syllabus, no, slowly you'll get adjusted. So if you want, I'll do paper discussion. No, we'll manage. It's left to you. Because see, like a full syllabus is what means you should write only full syllabus. That's what I suggest. The part syllabus is of no use. Fluid mechanics, 30 questions I know, 30 questions I'll give it. Somehow students will manage. When I give full syllabus, no, then the impact of memory will play a very important role for you. The speed of calculations, everything, different ideas, no, there the trouble will start. So that's what I do suggest. Nothing wrong, because already you know most of the syllabus you have learned. So nothing wrong in writing. You'll get a practice, but the paper should be very good level, means not something advanced level. Then it's of no use. It is like that. So maximum I suggested. So I suggest them because last year I just took the medical papers. You just take the NEET papers. They are what needed for our mains one. The paper comes exactly the very standard of the mains. No, it's good. You'll get a lot of experience, because every week you write full. No, I think by the time you go for February, no, some 10-15 exams before grand test, no, you'll be having a perfect idea like how to revise, what to remember, how to speed up the calculations, what ideas will forget, how to do that fast thinking, how to revise for full syllabus. These are all conditions are there. I do suggest write, no problem. Paper discussion, if you want, I'll do it, or no, sir, waste of time. We have to revise, means it's left to you. Choice is yours. Tomorrow, if you want paper discussion, I'll do paper discussion, or continue with the numericals of this kind, I'll continue. Choice is yours. Or we'll clarify doubts on our own individual questions. It's left to you. Or Saturday we'll be doing mains paper discussion. No? So if you want, I'll club in that Saturdays together. We'll have both the papers. We can have discussion. Choice is yours. I suggest like Friday again. I should not waste your time. Okay. Anyway, you're going to write today. You're going to write exam. Saturday, tomorrow, Friday we'll discuss as usual. Some other good numericals are there. Saturday you write mains exam, weekend exam. Then Saturday I'll discuss the paper, both the papers, what you write today and on Saturday. Okay, we'll see this one. So if you want, no, sir, this paper individually, any 2-3 questions doubt are there, we will clarify it. You can clarify individually. We'll see once. Today you write one exam. Let's see. Outcome we'll see further. Huh? Why to take decision in hurry? We'll see one week. Today you write exam. Tomorrow and Saturday we'll see what best we can do it. Huh? Plus do write exam. I suggest you. Full syllabus is very important. Okay, we'll wind up class. Okay, thank you all of you. Okay, bye.